So, my friends, I hope you are all very well. Now, just a very last thought before this day completes itself. I'm not putting myself on the screen because it's my bedtime. So I'm just about to go to sleep in a minute. But then this came to me that there is no psychic and medium, nobody out there who can tell us whether we are going to be okay or whether we are not going to be okay as we are moving forward. We can ask a card, but a card is not going to tell us that we are going to be okay. The card can tell us that we are going to be okay, but then if we don't have any practice in place for ourselves, that we know that within ourselves we are okay and we are going to be okay. And when within ourselves we are going to find our strength, whatever it takes, but we are going to find our strength. If we don't have any such thing being put in place through meditation, through reflection, through journaling, through expression, creative expression, through prayer, through gratitude, if you don't have any of these, then there is absolutely no psychic and a medium and a shaman or a healer or a card or a channel or a multidimensional being, energy. Absolutely, there is absolutely nothing and nobody out there who's going to tell us that we are going to be okay. And while I'm seeing this as myself being a psychic and a medium is able to tune in with any of your energies when we speak, or even if we are not even speaking, but I see your name and I know your story. While I am saying this, because through our own experience, through my own experience, this is what I have learned. I can pick a card, I can read a book, I can read a chapter, I can channel, I can write, I can do this and that. If I'm really asking the question, then I get the answer. But then if I have not put anything in practice, that for instance being so peaceful that actually I'm able to receive messages from my own loved ones or my own guides or spirit or whomever or whatever I want to name, then there is no communication, there is no meaning, and there is nothing within or around me who's going to tell me or going to really reassure me that I'm going to be fine, because anybody can say anything, and a psychic can say, yes, there's a card, look, this is your card, this is what it means for you for today and for next week and for the whatever months ahead. We can give you the conversation, we can give you the grandparents, we can give you your mothers and fathers' energies, frequencies. We can raise the frequency, because then because when we raise the frequency, lift the energy, then we are able to tap into that wisdom, that knowledge, what our loved ones in spirit consciousness represent. We can do anything. We can do anything. But if you don't have anything in practice, that you are taking it on and then you are acting upon that, or you have a meditation practice that within yourself, from your end, you are doing your side, you are doing your job, then we can bring you anything, absolutely anything. Doesn't matter, 5-minute reading, half an hour reading, 3 hours reading, turning you inside out. Nothing is going to change if you don't have a practice, a schedule or anything what you can draw upon. When that reading has finished, you got the information, you go home or you stop your recording, and you might still have the same question. You got the answer that you will be fine. You got the answer that your fathers and mothers and grannies and all those relatives, everybody is listening and watching out for you and helping. Yes, it gives reassurance. It gives a point of reference, but then it's not going to change us. We need to find something within ourselves. We need to find our own strength, our own practice, so that when we receive a reading, it makes sense. We take it with gracefulness, with gratitude. We are taking on everything what we can, and on top of it, we are doing what we can. And you know, when we have the conversation, when I read a question that, oh, my life is all over the place, can I have a reading? Yes, we can give you the reading, of course. That's why we are here, to be in service. That's why we have signed up for a contract for our God, you know, that we are going to be here, I'm going to be here on this earth plane and working with other people's energies. It means I have to do the same, working on my own energy. I cannot speak to you, cannot be in any channel talking about anything if I have not gone through the whole shit show by myself. And believe it or not, that is a place I am talking to, you know, talking about or talking from, you know. So every single one of us, regardless of working directly energy and with energy or not, doesn't matter, all of us are energy and all of us are working with the energy, doesn't matter how we are labeled. We ourselves, we need to do something for ourselves so that when we are lucky, when we get the moment of reading or a message, and then we are gracefully, we can take that, and on top of it, we are able to do something. We are taking action, we are reflecting, we are journaling, we are meditating, we are breathing, we are focusing on our breathing. We are bringing ourselves back to our physical body. We are bringing back ourselves back to this earthy reality, back to our physical body. That's the point of reference, your own breathing. There is absolutely nothing out there, not even our past or future, let alone future potential. So stop using the word future altogether, you know. So that's the invitation. I'm not doing the private readings now because I'm not putting myself on the screen because it's my bedtime. But I just wanted to get back here because I've been thinking about this a lot, especially now today after the Avona show, when I was talking about giving some ideas, thinking, pondering about how we can manage ourselves for the forthcoming, days, weeks, months, years. We have to be very present, and then the only way to get to that point is that every single one of us give ourselves the time to sit down and meditate. There is no shortcut. There is absolutely no other way. In this physical reality, what we have here in our physical bodies and with using our own senses, you know, people can smoke and drink and whatever they can do, then they feel that is going to help them. I don't know that is helping them, not helping them, but at the end of the day, they are back to this physical reality and their questions remain the same. And if you are not doing anything, the times, or whatever times are we are going into, is going to be even more rougher and more challenging if you are all over the place, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. If you are all over the place, it's going to be even more challenging, you know. What Spirit is really teaching me or has taught me over the years, and then even the Anna Frank conversation, I was just writing about that somewhere else, the Anna Frank conversation, that we are here and that is the point of reference, and we need to be good, we need to be helpful, we need to be the source of life and source of light for ourselves and for the next person. And it might come in a form of a reading, but it comes in a way of sharing knowledge, sharing pieces of reflection, you know. Now, if those of you who are in a space of, oh, I don't know what is happening and my life is chaos, you need to know and you need to remind yourself that people around you, like relationships or work and all those things, external, you know, those things are there for us for a certain period of time for our lives. You know, your relationship might be there for you forever, might be there for 6 months or 2 years. And then if you are not dealing with your own attachment, being loved, not loved, being left behind, feeling insecure, feeling frustration, feeling anger, anything, any of the feeling. If you are not dealing with that, even while you are in your relationship and while you have your work, then when those things are not there, then, oh my goodness me, that's going to be an even tougher ride. If you are waiting that, oh, tomorrow I'm going to start myself and fixing myself and start meditating, no, there is no tomorrow. Do it right now. When you are listening to this conversation, or once I finish the conversation, sit there quietly for a minute. In fact, right now, put your feet flat on the floor, close your eyes, make sure that you are sitting on a chair, and just really drop your shoulders while you are sitting there. Drop your shoulders. Make sure that both of your feet are on the floor. You feel whether you are bare feet or with your sock slippers or shoes, just feeling your 2 feet in your shoes, that knowing that you are there. And then you're feeling your knees, feeling the jelly softness of your knees, and you might be feeling some sensations in the knees as well. Take a breath, give yourself the excuse to take a breath, and then feel your weight as you are sitting on your chair. Feel your bottom, is it heavy? Do you feel heavy? Do you feel yourself there, really securely, there on the chair while you are sitting here, and feeling the sensations in your toes, in your ankles, in your knees? And as you continue breathing, feel your stomach area. You might feel that it is rumbling. Maybe if you are hungry, you might be feeling full, maybe feeling light, feeling heavy, comfortable. Feeling the space in the abdominal areas, but most certainly feeling your weight on your chair. Knowing that the chair is holding you up, feeling that sensation, knowing that you are sitting on your chair securely. Now take a breath and just notice, where do you take your breath? Do you take it up very shallow or deeply in your abdominal area? Continue breathing. Notice whether you are breathing through your nose or through your mouth. Mouth. Continue breathing. Feel your jaws. Feel the lightness. If it's very, very tight, release that tightness in your jaw area, jaws. Facial muscles. Feel your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Continue breathing and still feel the weight of your body on your chair, that you are securely being held, and feeling the 2 feet on the ground, on the sole, feeling it on the ground, that you are there, you are grounded, you are there, you are present in your physical body. Take a breath. So you see, this little exercise, you can do it at any time, and it takes only 30 seconds or a minute. You just continue breathing and you put your focus on certain parts of your body. This is how you are bringing yourself back to your physical reality, back to this present moment. And you might really feel, you might sense that even if you had a question at the beginning, when you wanted to have a reading, when you wanted to have a card or whatnot, you might feel that suddenly there is clarity, because there is space. You give yourself space, you give yourself that respect, that love, that kindness, you give yourself the space. And then that is a space where your own soul, your higher consciousness, your higher self can give you the insight and give you the guidance. So take this one on, take this practice on. Do it every single day. Make it your priority. Because when we go back to God, spirit consciousness, we won't have anything. I won't have my microphone. I won't have the picture. I won't have any of my radio shows, The energy, what we leave behind or what we have experienced, is going to stay here, is going to stay because it's frequency. But none of the things, So the most important thing is giving ourselves that grace and love, that we bring ourselves back to our physical body as many moments and seconds as possible, And then the good point is that once we give this practice, once we develop this skill, getting stronger with that when we are in the middle of chaos, then our body, our mind can be in the middle of chaos, engaged with the chaos. But our physical body remembers the experience, how we breathe, how we meditate, how we feel the weight. And in that very moment, while the mind is still busy with the chaos out there externally, then the body is going to bring us back to ourselves. Our breath is going to bring us back to our physical reality, back to our body. And then in that sense, there is a space, there is calmness and space. And in that sense, you are bringing yourself back to yourself, regardless of what is happening out there. You know, take it on as a practice. There is no shortcut to that. There is no shortcut to that. No, this is what we can do as humans. No, so I hope it resonated. Let me know how it resonated, what you understood, what you take on, what's your practice. Feel free to post under this conversation. Be mindful not to post too much of your personal stories, because it's a public space, so people can read your comments, you know. So just be mindful. Feel free to send me an email, or if you want to have a coaching session or a reading session, feel free to visit my website, www.zsuzannamedium.com, always 9 letters, ZSUZSENNA medium.com, or alternatively come to our Patreon page. The link is, probably I will put it next to this post. It's patreon.com/Zsuzsanna medium. Okay, you can check that one out. And so that is the space. That is my stand for you. I can bring you messages. I can bring you cards. I can talk to your God, talk to God, and talk to your grandparents, and talk to this and that. They will give us messages, and we get the guidance. But at the end of the day, it is you who is bringing or taking yourself back to your own God, you know, back to spirit consciousness. When you take your last breath, you will remember everything what has happened to you, and most certainly what you have done for yourself, and then what grace and love you brought for yourself, you know, brought forward for yourself. And then from that space, for the others as well around you. Okay, now, here we go. I hope you enjoy this one. I'm switching off. This was a little chat just before bedtime, because here in the UK it is evening. So I will talk to you another time. So here we go. Take care, lots of love. Take care. Bye. Bye.